First of all, I found this online. It was one of the unique things for November, saying that November was Sleep Awareness Month. Now, why is sleep so important to people?
The longer you're awake, you build up these things in your brain, largely that are parts of something called adenosine. And if you don't get rid of that, you get drowsier and drowsier and drowsier. So you have to get the sleep in order to actually knock those byproducts down.
Now, we've heard throughout the years, people, depending on what age group you are, you would need a certain amount of sleep. Is that true? And if so, what are the recommended hours of sleep someone should get?
It depends on the age and the person. So the average teenager needs about 9 hours of sleep. Unfortunately, in our society, they're getting about 6.5. The average adult needs about 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep. But that's average. Some people do fine with 5. Some people need 10. So it just depends on the person.
With different sleeping disorders that people have, is there something, what causes some of those disorders, and what are some of them that people go through?
Well, the most common that people have is insomnia, where people will take more than half an hour to fall asleep, or they wake up and it takes them more than half an hour to go back to sleep. So for those people, we actually have sleep coaches that can get your sleep back in shape, because unfortunately the pills don't work that great and the pills have side effects. Another one is sleep apnea, where the throat closes off over and over in between snoring at night. And untreated, that can make your diabetes worse. It can increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes and blood pressure problems. So we use things that try to open up your airway at night, like a CPAP machine or a dental device. There's a number of dentists there that make them that work fantastic. Or you can even have surgery in order to fix the issue.
Now, what kind of stuff do you guys have that go on at the sleep center to try and test people and figure out what they may have if they are having trouble sleeping? What are some of the things and processes you guys go through?
So we have 3 different things here. We have a full clinic where we just see patients for sleep problems of any kind, ages 5 and up. So we see children down to age 5 in the clinic. Then we have a full testing facility where we can test for any sleep disorder you can think of. We're fully accredited by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. And then we actually have an office here that actually rents from St. Cloud Hospital and is actually co-owned by the pharmacy department at St. Cloud Hospital that actually has CPAP equipment here. Plus there are 8 other places in town you can get CPAP from. And I don't make any money off CPAP machines or CPAP equipment. We actually see people in the clinic and try to take care of whatever sleep issue they have. So we can do everything here pretty much.
Is it a myth, or does the bed that someone sleeps in have an effect on how good of night's sleep they get?
It does. But there's a wide variety of what people feel is comfortable. Some people like regular innerspring mattresses. Some people like the newer memory foam mattresses. Some people like sleep number beds. Some people want a firmer mattress. Some people want a softer mattress. It sort of depends on how you sleep, your back, your elbows, your shoulders, as to what you like. So as long as you like it, it's okay for you. And there's a wide variety of things you can pick from. What you're not going to like is something that's just different. I mean, so you've probably had this happen when you go to a hotel. It's not your mattress you're used to that you like at home, and you can't sleep that first night. So it's whatever you like that's best for you.
Is there any other things that maybe I didn't ask that you feel is vital for people to recognize, either sleep problems they may have on their own, or other ways that they can try and get to sleep themselves before they go to the next step and end up coming here?
Yeah. The big thing with sleep is you don't want to drive sleepy. We have a society now that cuts their sleep too short. They don't get enough sleep, and then they're driving sleepy. Also, if you cut your sleep too short, you tend to get munchies the next day and you gain weight. So part of the reason why people are gaining weight is because people aren't sleeping enough at night, and that's been shown in multiple studies. And that doesn't have anything to do with something bad like sleep apnea. People just aren't sleeping enough. But if you are feeling like you're sleeping enough hours at night and you're still exhausted the next day, it's actually time to talk to your primary care provider about why you might be tired. Is it a medication you're taking? Is there something wrong like a thyroid problem? Or do you have something more severe like sleep apnea, where you're stopping your breathing at night, that would require you to actually have a sleep test? For somebody who has insomnia or has some restless legs, they don't need a sleep test. But for somebody with sleep apnea where they're not breathing at night, then you need a sleep test to actually figure out what's going on and figure out what you need to do to get it treated right.
And then last question, what are some, besides yawning of course, what are some signs that you're overtired, you're too tired, or you didn't get enough
That's a great question. Most people around you can tell when you're tired by the number of times you're yawning, and yawning is infectious in groups, so everybody will start yawning. And if you notice, people have probably been yawning at 7 o'clock a lot more lately than they had been back during the summer, because the sun goes down earlier, it gets dark earlier. Melatonin is something that we all make in our heads. It's natural, and it comes in earlier when it's dark, and people are sleepier earlier when it's really dark out. But if you can just look at somebody, you can tell they actually blink more. They take longer to open their eyes up. They close their eyes more often. They also are fidgetier when they're sleepy. So people fidget more when they're sleepy, trying to sort of keep themselves awake. If you're really, really tired, you can even get a little bit of a muscle contraction on the side of your eyes, and you'll get a little bit of a flicker in the muscle, and you just know you're way too tired. If you stay up for days on end, you can actually start hallucinating and all of that. But for most people, it's that just sense of fatigue. It's just, if somebody could just leave me alone, I'd get some sleep. And in this society, sometimes we don't spend the time we need to go to sleep. Sleep doctors, we always say sleep is just as important as diet and exercise. It's just a lot more fun, so do it.